Good morning, YouTube. This is something different here. It's a whole different live. This live is for. I had a young man, whoever, somebody jumped up in the comments and was asking me about Port North, and I ain't forget about you. He was asking me that you just got your SeaLink or whatever. You got on with the container company. I know I should have got back at you last week. I apologize for that, but I'm gonna break it down to you how you getting out some of these ports. This live ain't really for a lot of people that don't understand the whole trucking and moving in and out the ports. But if you know anybody who just started trucking and they need to know how to move in and out the ports, I'm gonna tell you how to move in and out Jersey ports. Now Virginia ports, Baltimore ports, it's kind of different, but I can tell you how to move if you're in a port like Tacoma, Washington. I can tell you how to move out of those ports because I've been to Tacoma, Washington 4 times in the ports up there. So this is for the guy that asked me recently about how to maneuver in and out the ports. And basically, the first port I'm gonna go to is Staten Island. Now, if you're going over Staten Island, it used to be a toll, but there's no toll there anymore. It's all prepaid toll now in Staten Island. The ports of Staten Island is on Western Avenue. It used to be called Red Hook, Highland Hook. Now they changed the name to New York, Global New York Ports. It's GCT New York now. They changed it from Red Hook, the Red Bank, and it's global now. Global bought them out. So the procedures how to get in the port. To get in the port in Staten Island, you're gonna need a SeaLink card and a TWIC card. You're gonna need a SeaLink and a TWIC to get in and out of Staten Island ports. So when you pull up to the front gate, the security guard lady gonna ask you for a SeaLink and a TWIC. You show her your SeaLink and TWIC, you're gonna go around the back stick, go over the little speed, go over the speed bumps a little slow. Then go to the far right, you're gonna see a guy right there. Now when you pull up in the line with every other truck, hey, what's going on, Spawn? When you pull up with every other truck, if you got it empty, you gotta wait until you pull up until the guy tells you where to pull up at. You gotta open your doors, unlock your locks with the container, cut your zip ties, whatever, leave it on the ground. You ain't gotta pick all that up. Open the door so we can see it empty. He's gonna check, look at it, it's empty. You're gonna close the doors, you can walk around to the front. He's gonna ask you what's your SeaLink and your company code. Your company code should be at least part whatever 4 digit it is. So you're gonna give him your company code, your SeaLink. As you go through you're gonna go through the turn, you're gonna go through under the canopy under the building. The lady on the phone gonna ask you 3 things. Well, they don't ask you for you. If you got a load, they're gonna ask you what you bringing in, what you picking up. So you're gonna say basically I'm dropping off a load, I'm dropping off an empty. Dropping off a load, she gonna ask you for the booking number. They used to ask for the chassis number, but they don't do it no more. So in Staten Island, they're gonna ask you for a booking number. You give them the booking number, and she gonna ask you for the seal. You tell her the seal. She gonna ask you, is the chassis yours or not? You're gonna tell her if it's your company chassis, tell her it's your chassis. If it's a Metro, a DCIL, or if it's Bridgestone, whatever, just tell her it's you dropping the chassis off and leaving the chassis, your own chassis. So as you go into the port, you're gonna read your ticket. Your ticket might say BC B233. You're gonna go to row B233. You gotta look at the numbers on the ground. So when you go inside the port Staten Island, you're gonna swing around the right, go straight up. You're gonna see the letters. It go in alphabetical order. It's gonna start from Q all the way up to A. So you're gonna look at the numbers. To the left side of you, that's the 100s. To the right side of you is the 200s. When you cross over the 200, the 300s. So it's gonna say B2B33. So you're gonna go to row B. You're gonna go to second row, row B. Look on the ground. You're gonna see your numbers on the ground. You're gonna look on the ground, see your numbers. That's where your container go. You park over there, jump out the truck. Make sure you got all your locks unlocked. Now you just gotta wait for the guy to come and take. You gotta wait for the guy to come and take the load off. Now if you go in there with it empty, they're gonna tell you where to go to get the empty off. But if you're going in there with to pick up a load, they might tell you go to S. They might tell you go to S219. So you're gonna go to S219. You're gonna go to S, make a left. No, make a right in S219. You're gonna look up. You're gonna have to walk through the stacks and look up in the air for the box number you getting. All right. So when you look up in the air, you look at the stacks. Be mindful that sometimes they move the stacks around. So Where you got to go to 219, it might be over in 222. It might be over in 233, because a lot of times they take the stacks, they swing them around in the port. So you have to be mindful. You got to look up in the air for your box. Once you tell them, you might go 3 high. All right, so how you let them know it's 3 high? You're going to put 3 fingers up. That means the third stack, and the other 3 fingers 3 high. So you're going to put 3 high. See, in the ports, you got to use hand signals. That's how it works in the port. You can't yell at the dude in the crane, or yell at the dude in the picker. He's not going to understand you. You just tell him, if he say 1, 1, 1, 4, your left hand, number 1, and your right hand, you throw it 4. To the portal, go to the speaker box, and the lady gonna ask you, what's your ticket number and what's your cell number. You give her the ticket number, the last 4 of the cell. You ain't gotta give it a whole cell number. Just give it the last 4 of the cell. That's all you gotta do. You know, that's how Staten Island ports work if you go in there far as container wise. Now, if you come out of Staten Island, the first port you go to if you come in New Jersey is Sealand. Depends on what part of the port you come through. Sealand is APM. Now, us all heads, we call Sealand 88. Sealand is known to us as 88, but it's Sealand, APM, Merck. So you're going to go in Sealand and do the portals. When you go through the portals, you got to drive very slow because you got to get scanned going inside of Sealand, 88, on 88 APM terminal. So APM, 88, and Sealand the same port. You go into the front entrance, you come inside, you're going to line up. If you got a reefer container loaded, you go to the far left. The first 2 lanes in Sealand is for reefers. So if you got an empty reefer, you go to any lane you want to go to. But if you got loaded reefers, you got to be in Sealand before 3:30. Anything after 3:30, Sealand not going to take the box. It's for those who want to know how to maneuver and navigate in and out the ports. What's going on? What's going on? So what up, Bronx? Play you the building, man. Carlos. So when you're going into Sealand, if you got a reefer container, you stay to the first 2 lanes. You got to go to the first 2 lanes, pull up. The first thing you do, you grab the paperwork. You're going to write on the paperwork your C-Link number, your seal number, and your company code. Write that on the paperwork, put that in the mailbox on the trailer. You get out the tractor, there's a little small trailer there. Don't go past the trailer because the guy got a nasty mouth. Little short white guy, he got a very disrespectful mouth inside the port. So to avoid all that, keep calm, be cool. First time in the port, you're going to write your C-Link. Oh, I forgot one more thing. You're going to write the C-Link, company code, your seal number, and you're going, if you got a gen set, if the gen set is on top, write the gen set number on the bill. Because if the gen set's on the bottom, they're not responsible for that. So the gen set on the bottom is yours. So you got to let them know. He's going to ask you, is it a bottom or a top? You're going to say top gen set. The bottom is yours. You ain't got to put that down on the paper. You're going to say, okay, cool. You're going to go through the portal. He's going to give you a ticket. He's going to come outside and tag it and let you know it's the ticket is good. But if you come in Sealand and that reefer not running, be honest with them and let them know the reefer, they say the reefer stop running, they'll plug the reefer up because all they want on that reefer, they want to read the temperature, how cold it is when it came inside that port. So 9 times out of 10, you fell under pressure, he gonna void you out. You got to go get that reefer turned back on before you come in the port. So you got to think slick, be slick, and act smart. Don't be on that, I don't know, it was off. Nah, just tell them it just cut off. So what they're going to do, they're going to plug it up, read the temperature, give you a good ticket, tag you green, you go inside the port. So now, once you go on with a reefer, they're going to either send you all the way down to the reefer department. You got to go down to the reefer department. You come in, make a right. You got to make a left, right, make a right. The reefer department in front of you, go around the back, get in line. They'll tell you the procedure on how that works. You coming in Sealand with a load. Same procedures coming in, but you go to any other lane than 1 or 2. You pull up. They're going to ask you for appointment number because in Sealand, you need appointment number. You just ain't going to pull up in the port. So if your first time going to Sealand, make sure you ask the dispatcher for appointment number. So you're going to ask for a 5, 6-digit appointment number. You give your appointment number because without the appointment number, Sealand going to kick you out. Sealand don't give a damn about nobody. So they kick you out the port. So tell them your appointment might be for 6 to 9. I got a 6 to 9 appointment. You give an appointment number. They're going to see you all the way in the back. You got to load. They might tell you to take the load, to 8, but say take the load to 803. 803. So all you're gonna do is you come in, like I said, you come in, make a right, go to the stop sign, make a quick left, make quick right, make another left, then make another right. You're gonna go all the way down. You're gonna go past like G224. You go down, you're gonna look up in the air on top of the post, you're gonna see 800. Go to 803, go down to 803, make a right, line up in the slot. So if you got to go to 23, line up in 803, 23. The crane come, take the box, you get out of there. Those are procedures in sealand. If you got a bad chassis and you picking up empty, you might say, well, go get a high Q half-pack Lloyd. High Q half-pack Lloyd, the difference between a high Q and the standard is, a standard is a low box. The high Q got a yellow strip on the top corner. So you look at the yellow strip, okay, high Q box, you're going to go to, they might send you to 232. No. They're going to send you to 300. So 203. So you go to 203, you look up in the air, you see all the high Q boxes, half-pack Lloyd, you pull them on the side with the rest of the trucks, the crane come by and take it, and that's how that goes down right there. So if you coming in, that's if you coming with a bad chassis, getting it empty. Same procedure as far as getting off it empty. Get off it empty, they might tell you go around the back, go to 500. So you're going to go to 500, get in line with all other trucks. The crane come, take the box off, you leave out. So if you in the port, you get confused, don't be scared to ask questions, man. Even if you got somebody with an attitude and they done woke up bad day and they tripping on you, don't even worry about it, man. Don't even worry about all that. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming through and leaving out. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support from everybody. Spawn, Carlos, Bronx 74. Appreciate you, brother, for coming through, man. Somebody asked me about how to maneuver in the ports, and this is what I'm doing right now. I ain't expecting a whole lot of people to understand what I'm talking about, but this is what it is. So if anybody trying to maneuver out Jersey ports, just pass it along, share the video. Now, when you're coming out of sealand, if you got an empty, you used to be able to go to roadability. If you got an empty, you got to go to roadability. Once you go to roadability, I heard they ain't even stamping the tickets no more. So you pretty much get your ticket, you go through the portals, be scanned. If you're coming out with a load, you got to go through the portals, go to the far left. You got the 2 guys, the 3 or 4 guys. You got to go to the far left, pull up in the middle, go over the hump, jump out. Then a little booth, they're going to stamp your ticket. You start going out, go to the turnstiles, and boom, you out of there. All right, so all you got to do is pull up at the box. The box will come on, hit the button if you want. It's going to give you a ticket saying that the move was good, the move completed. You go through security. You just got to show them a ticket and your sealing card. That's it. You ain't got to show them your twig, but you need your twig on you at all times. Sealand don't ask for the twig. Staten Island asks for the twig and the sealing. Sealand just asks for the sealing, but they don't ask for the twig card. Twig card is a government issued card you need to move around the ports. Now, you come out of sealand, you go to Mahar Terminal. When you go to Mahar Terminal, a little simpler when you go to Mahar Terminal, you go around the back, come in the front entrance. It depends where you come in. Come from the east side or you come from the west side. It don't matter which way you're coming from, south or north. You go into 64. As you go in under the canopy, you got weight scales on the floor. You go in, take your time going over the weight scales. If you're going too fast, if they can't catch that weight 9 times out of 10, if they don't read the RFI tag, they don't read that, they're going to kick you out the port. So you go over the scales real slow and take your time. Coming in, go straight ahead. Like I said, if you got reefers and if you coming in 64, 64 is Mahar Terminal. We call old heads, we call it 64 because the address, but it's actually Mahar Terminal, Murray Terminal, whatever you want to call it. So if you got a reefer, you go to the first 2 lanes. Same procedures. You go to the first 2 lanes. The guy gonna ask you, what's your booking? They're gonna ask you what you doing. I'm dropping off a reefer. You're gonna ask you, what's your booking? You're gonna tell them the booking number. You're gonna ask you, do you got a top loader, bottom loader, top reefer, bottom reefer? You tell them I got a top reefer unit mounted. You're gonna ask you what's the reefer, what's the gen set? So you're gonna ask, no, my fault. You're gonna ask you what's the gen set. You're gonna say I got a top gen set. What's the gen set number? You give him the gen set number. He's gonna tell you, gonna give you a ticket. Once you get your ticket in sealand 64 Mahar Terminal, you gotta get out the truck and go see the guy in a little booth. Once you go see the guy in a little booth, you're gonna give him the ticket. He's gonna read the ticket, give him your paperwork. Then he's gonna tell you if it's good or not. He's gonna come outside, take the temperature. If it's still running, as long as it's still running, he's gonna give you a good ticket. You're gonna get the ticket. You're gonna come out. He's gonna say, go to the reefer side. You got to go all the way in the back towards the railroad tracks. So you're going to get the ticket. You're going to go straight across. You ain't got to get the seal check. You ain't got to do none of that. You're going to go straight across, follow the road all the way in the back. You're going to go to, you're going to tell you to go to G. You're going to go to the G section. You're going to see a bunch of reefer containers lined up to get their reefers off. So all you got to go over there, going to take the gen. The top gen set, got to take it off. If you got a bottom gen set, you just got to go to the slot booth to give you a slot number. They might give you slot 400. You might have to go to 400, 402. So you're going to go to 400 all the way in the back the way you came in, go to slot 402. Machine come, take the reefer, boom, you out of there. But if you got a bottom reefer, don't forget to take the line off. You got an electrical line that go from the bottom to the top. Don't forget to take that off. You're coming in with an empty container. If you're coming in with a loaded 64, same procedures, but you don't got to go to the reefer side. So you go in there, pull up. The lady going to ask you what you doing today. You're going to tell her, I'm dropping off a load. She going to say, I'm dropping off the load. She's going to ask you if there any has, cars. You're going to say no has, no cars, no pickup. She's going to say, okay. If you got to pick up, you tell her no has, no cars. I'm doing a pickup. You're doing a double move. You're dropping off a load, picking up a load. You're dropping off a load, picking up an empty, double move, same thing. So when they're going to ask you what you're doing, you say, I'm dropping off a load. She going to say, okay. She might either give you a slot number or she might say you got to get it scaled in. You go to the far right, get in the middle lane, look for the scale on the ground. It's a blue board up that says scale. You go on the scale, you ride through, don't see nobody, but you got to call the number for a slot number. Most of the time, they ain't going to give you a slot number. So if they do give you a slot number, they say, well, you got to go to the slot booth. You follow the lane all the way around, get in the slot booth, and they give you a ticket. So make sure you give them the ticket, they scan it. If they tell you to go to 302, you know you're going to sector 300. You go to 302, back in, the crane come and take it. Then if you get in the empty, you might have to go to G. You might have to go to GE, the empty lane. You might go to GE or something like that to get it empty. Follow the trucks. But like I said, if you in the ports, don't forget to ask questions, man, because if not, you're going to be lost in the ports. Majority guys in the port is bicultural. Like, it's a lot of races in the port. Don't get it screwed up, man. It's a lot of races. You got Chinese, blacks, Africans. You got whites. You got Caribbean. You got everything in the port. Every race known to man is in the damn port driving trucks. So when you in there, if you speak English or you speak a little English, try to talk to the Spanish brothers. Or if you got a problem, go to the trouble window and they help you out. If you're coming in a 64 with a bare chassis, because sometimes you might have to go to chassis depot to get the chassis, but if you got your own chassis, you just get in any lane you want. I preferably go to the last two to the left, the first two to the right. If you can get there, you tell them you come to pick up an empty, they might say go to GE. Okay, you go to GE, you take the bare chassis, go straight ahead. They got green signs posted up in the port to tell you where the empty yard is at inside the 64. Go get your empty. On the way back out, you got to go through the portal. They're going to say, open the doors. You open the door. They're going to look into the box with some cameras. They're not going to come outside no more. They're going to look into the box with some cameras. They're going to say, close the door. They're going to go to an inspection. They're going to say you good. Then you go out. They're going to give you a ticket. And that's it. I think they're not giving out tickets anymore, but I think 64 still might be giving out TRI tickets. And that's pretty much it with that. Now, you come out, go to the park, then come out, make it right at the light. You'll go to Pnct. Pnct kind of a little tough, though. Pnct a little tough, man, because everything with Pnct, they don't have a trouble window no more. You got to use your cell phone to call up if you got a problem inside the port. So Pnct pretty much go around the back, get in line, tell them what you're doing. I'm dropping, I'm picking up, bringing in the reefer. It's a lot of procedures that goes in with this in the port, but if you don't know and you're afraid to ask anybody any questions in the port, you're going to get hemmed up in the port. Don't be afraid to ask questions, man, because them ports get to be so packed that everybody in is so frustrated. Everybody's trying to get out. They're trying to get in. They're arguing. They're fighting. They don't give a damn. So if you go into Pnct with pretty much a reefer load, try to stay in the middle because the reefer department, the overhead canopy is sitting in front of you. So try to stay in the middle, to the far left or in the middle. Tell them you're dropping off a reefer. They're going to ask you, do you have a top, bottom gen set? You tell them I got a top gen set. You're going to pull forward. Get out the truck. Go see the guy in the trailer. Make sure you write your sealing. Make sure you write the gen set if you got a top. And make sure, take it there, write the serial number down. You tell them what you're doing. They're going to tell you to pull forward. They're going to give you a ticket. They're going to come out with a forklift and take the gen set off. Then you go to the slot booth to the right side. Get out. Show the guy your ticket. He might give you might give you 102. Then you just come out, follow the signs up on the wall, make a left, go all the way down to the end, make another left, pull it towards the right. You look on the ground, you see all the numbers. You see your number 100, 102 on the ground, pull up 102, pull up straight, back up in there. Make sure you got all the pins unlocked. The crane come take it. You're out of there. Same procedures where if you got a load, but with a load, you ain't got to go to the reefer department. Just get in line with everybody else. Get a slot number. They're going to tell you, go to slot 54. Come out, make a left, go around the wall, look on the ground. You'll see the numbers on the ground. That's our 50. Every port got numbers on the ground. You just got to look at the numbers on the ground. You pull it to the slot. They take it off. They take the box. If you got to get it empty out of 51, they might say, well, you got to go to GR99 or SR99. Look to the far left. Look on the ground. You look on the ground, or you'll see it posted, and go to the lane and say, all right, let me go to GR, go around the back. If you're getting an ACL or getting a Half-Pack Lloyd, or you getting a Zim or whatever, if you're getting a MSC box. MSC box are yellow. ACL, say ACL on the box. Half-Pack Lloyd, say orange color, says Half-Pack Lloyd. If you're getting mostly containers, because of the stain line, it will have the letters and initials on the box. If it's a lease box, just tell them what you get, and the crane will come and give you a box. That's Pnct. Which one? What else you got down there? You cover that. American stevedore. That's kind of different. That's a Canadian, steamship vessel line, where they got to come around the back, get in line, and that procedure is crazy right there. But now if you go on to Global was in Jersey City. It's actually Bayonne, Jersey City, whichever one they want to claim it. But the same thing with that port, you need appointment number. Pnct, you don't need appointment number. But Global, you need appointment number. If you got an appointment for 10 to 11, you got into 10:45 to get in. No, you got 9:45 to get in, 10 to 11. They give you a 15-minute window early, get in. They give you a half-hour window to get in there. So if you go into Global, you pretty much just come down to the port. You're going to pull up on the, you're going to go through the portal. They're going to scan the box, see security. They're going to ask you for your TWIC, your C-Link. You show them your TWIC, your C-Link. If your appointment time is wrong, they're going to kick you out. If you ain't got your TWIC or C-Link, they're going to kick you out. If you ain't got no vest on, they're going to kick you out. What's going on, Sage? If you ain't got no vest on, they're going to kick you out the port. So if you're coming in Global Terminal, make sure you got on the vest. You don't need no helmet. You don't need no gloves. Come inside the port. You're going to go around the back, pull up to the speaker boxes. If you got it empty, they're going to ask you, driver, what you doing, driver? They got a little disrespectful. Driver, what you doing, driver? You got to say, nah, I'm dropping it empty. They're going to say, what's your C-Link? You might give them a C-Link 92925. They're going to say, all right, go open the doors. You go open the doors. They're going to tell you when to close them. Get back in the truck. When empty, you might go over they might say go to L32. You come out, make a left, because the back row is 100, the middle row is 200. So you're going to come out, make a left, make a right. Left is in the front, make another left, pull up toward the spot. It might say go to 32, 332, look on the ground, and it's right there. 233 is right there on the ground. If you're coming in with a load, they might tell you go to the L section and take off the load. L section is beast half of the time. So you go to L section, come in, make a left, go all the way down to the bottom, make a left. You're going to have to get in line with about 50 trucks. Sometimes you're in a line with like 100 trucks. It gets packed in it. Sometimes the ports can have like 400 trucks in the port at one time. And they can get hectic, man. It can really get bad in there sometimes. But you just got to be able to keep your cool and take it easy when you get in these ports. Same thing with reefer department and Global. Just got to go all the way in the back, make a left, go all the way down to the stop sign, make another left, go around like you coming. The way you came in is like you're going out. Tell them you pull up. You got to write all the information, C-Link number, company code, seal number on the ticket, go to a little trailer park, little trailer house, get a man there. He going to come outside, check it, check your temperature. Anytime you're delivering a reefer in the port, it got to be running. If you're delivering a loaded reefer, it have to be running at all times. If it ain't running, sometimes these ports will kick you out and make you get them running. So make sure they're running. If you got an empty reefer, you don't have to go to the reefer department. But if it's a top gen set, you got to go to the reefer department because they got to take it off. They got to dismount it, put it on the ground. You're going to just run around with that and store it away, get ready to empty. This live is for the, somebody asked me to pretty much speak on this for them. So that's what this live is about. So if you know anybody that's trying to get in and out these ports, share the live. It'll help them out, man, because believe me, when I got into these ports, ain't nobody tell me nothing. I've been running these ports since, shit, I've been in the port since 99. So ain't nobody tell me nothing. At around 99, there was a bunch of Italians running the port, and they were just sitting up on the docks and collect the pay, whatever. And you had to pay this and do this and do this, and it was just madness. And you had to get a chassis. Nowadays, you come with your own chassis. So it is what it is. But that's how the ports work. Then if you in global, they say, well, you got to go to the L, you back up. If you go to my videos, some of my videos show me in the port. So today, what I'm going to do, when I get back down to the port, I'm going to do a whole live going in the port. And what I'm talking about now, I'm going to show the whole port going in and coming out. The reason why I'm talking about it now, because sometimes it depends on what port you're going into, the service is really bad, man. They block the service, so you can't really talk. You can't show the videos in the port. And if you get caught showing a video in the port, they will take you. They try to confiscate your phone, whatever, and kick you out the port. Because you ain't supposed to be recording in the port. You're not supposed to record in the port. And now they might tell you to go to the alphabet section. So you got anything from A to L. They might tell you go to B32 to drop a load. You go to B32. You come in, make a left, make the first right. You go all the way down to the last stack to where as though you'll see the boat. Them boats in there is the size of 2 football fields. So you'll see the boat, make a left. You'll see the overhead crane pull up on the side of the stacks. Look on the ground and say B and look for 233. So just go down real slow, 233, get in the slot. You might got trucks in, you might got to back up, maneuver in there if you know how to park, get in there, get out of there. Then you got the same thing. The crane gonna come and ask you. He gonna look at you. They gonna ask you a damn thing. The crane gonna come. He gonna look down. You gonna look up. Then when you look up, if your box is in the first stack too high, you throw it one finger. And if it's 4 boxes, you throw it one finger, and you kind of like slice your stomach. You point at your stomach. That means that your box is in the middle. Or you could just go from top to bottom if it's stacked. If it's 4 stacks and you 2 down, you throw it 1 finger and 2 fingers. That'll let them know that it's in the first stack, second row down, third row down, or first row down. But if it's the top box, you just ball your hand up. No, if it's the top box, you tap on your head, row 1, top box, you got to pat on your head. Swear to God, I ain't bullshit. You got to pat on top of your head to let the crane know that you got the top box. If it's the bottom box, you got to point at your sneaker and ball your fist up, because ball your fist up means ground. Tap at your sneakers means ground. So you let him know, ball your fist up, point at the ground. He going to know to move 3 boxes to get to your box. That's how it works in the port. So everything pretty much go with hand signals of a driver. If you don't know, ask somebody. I'm telling you now, share the video, because you could get caught up in the port and you could be in that port 9 hours and you could have got out that port in 25 minutes. Sometimes you go in the port. A lot of drivers don't like to run the port because you can go in the port sometime and be in it for 8 hours. Swear to God, man. You'll be in the port for 8 hours, stuck, frustrated. One thing about the ports, if you run in the ports and run the containers, don't make no plans, man. Don't make no plans. Monday through Friday, don't make no plans, because them plans going to get shattered. Because once you're in the port, you never know how it's going to go, man. You get stuck in there. Be in there for 8, 9 hours, 12 hours a day. I kid you not, man. A lot of people don't like to run the ports because it's too much time consuming. But some companies pay for it. Some companies don't. They might play you a flat rate. Some companies might eat shit, especially if you're doing the run. But it really falls under the Demurrage time. Let me get around this truck real quick. I appreciate it, trucker. So that's procedures getting in out the ports. If you're going to like an empty yard, like say if you're going to Columbia. If you're going to Columbia to get it empty, procedures the same right across the street from Sealand. You walk up in there, you go to the window, you tell the guy in the window, he gonna say, "Hey Jay, what you doing, Jay?" No, he gonna say, "Hey Jay, what's going on?" Some know your name, some don't. So they gonna say, "What you doing today, driver?" The procedures is they want the booking number. They want the booking number. No, they want your C-link, booking number, and the chassis number. The first 3 things they want. C-link, booking, chassis. C-link, booking, chassis. That's what they want. If you go to any empty yard, they pick up any empty out of the ports. They want C-link, booking number. Booking number could be anything. It could be anything, but C-link, booking, chassis number. You give them those 3, they're going to tell you, they're going to say, okay, you say I want to pick up CMA. CMA is pretty much APL and all of that. So you want to pick up a CMA box, you're going to come out, get your ticket, Go see the guy in a little pickup truck. He's on the left. So you go see him. Yo, he will look at you like, what up? What you looking for? You tell him, yo, I'm looking for a CMA box high cube. He goes, all right, second row, left side, in the middle. So as you drive in second row, left side, you look up in the air. You look at a CMA. But if you get confused with a APL and CMA is the same box. They're the same people. APL, CMA, I guess CMA brought out APL or they merged, whatever they did. So everything changes in the port. So you go get then you let the guy know in the crane, hey, I'm getting the CMA box, and you point up in the air, and he'll grab the CMA box, put it on the chassis. Number one thing, when you get that box pulled to the side, open the doors, make sure ain't no holes. Sometimes they let a lot of stuff go by. So open the doors, make sure ain't no holes on the floor. If you got to get inside that container and you got to walk to the front and walk to the back, you got to check for nails on the floor, loose floorboards, because most of the time, if you don't walk that container and you go to a company and they end up throwing like 50,000 pounds, or they throwing like 5,400 pounds of liquid container boxes full with whatever liquid fluid, it'll go through the floor. So you want to check the box, because if you got a broken floor board, you might not get paid. If you come back to the yard, or if you go to a customer and you got a hole in the container, you got the floorboard is weak, the job got all right to tell you, didn't you inspect that box? You're going to say, yeah. They're going to say, well, we can't pay you, bring it back. Now they got to pay to get that box back in the port because you wasn't able to use it. So that's pretty much what that's about. Same thing with your chassis. You going in the port, make sure you got good thread on the tires, because they're going to check your chassis. Make sure all your lights are working. And make sure ain't nothing flickering and all that madness. And make sure you got all your tags, because if you're not checking it, Port Authority catch you, what they're going to give you a ticket. They're going to put you out of service. The ports is pretty much easy once you get to know it, but in the beginning, it takes you about at least a good, if you're a fast learner, it takes you about 3 weeks. If you're a slow learner, it takes you about a good month to learn it. You definitely make money in outside of ports. Don't let nobody else tell you different. Most of these companies out here, they wait for us containers to get to the loading docks. They wait for us. So if you running 53 footers and all of that, and you pick up these loads at these warehouses, 9 times out of 10, your load just might not be ready. But they waiting for us container drivers to get there. They waiting for us to get there. So most of the time, we know how the economy is spinning because we be in the ports. We see all the work. We see all the work in and out the ports. Majority of our food, everything that comes in on ports comes from overseas. Food, material, steel, guns, bullets, dead bodies, caskets, everything from veggies, everything from any product that's known to man that come off a container, it came from overseas. It definitely came from overseas. So stuff that you eat out of Walmart, Target, all that stuff come overseas. Majority of it come, not all of them, majority come overseas. If you know anybody trying to get into the ports, just let them know, man. You don't have to need a sealant, and you need a twig. You need a sealant and a twig. You is not getting in Jersey ports without a sealant and a twig. Now, if you're going down to Philly, Packer Avenue, you don't need a sealant for Philly. You just need a twig card. You need a twig card. So if you're going to Philly, you're gonna pull up. You're gonna see you come around the back. They got a scale, and you got to see security. Security gonna ask you what you're doing. You're gonna give security your sealant card down there in Philly at Packer Avenue. You're gonna give him your sealant card. He's gonna scan your sealant card to make sure that sealant is you. Then he's gonna tell you what to do. You're gonna go in Philly, go around the gate, make a left, you're gonna make a right, go to the end, make a right, make another right. You're gonna pull up and wait. You're gonna pull up, get in line. You're gonna wait for the canopy to be clear down in Philly. Once it's clear, you're gonna make the left, pull in the lane. You're gonna jump out. If you got it empty, you gotta open the doors. If you got a load, you gotta let the guy come out and check the seal. Once you check the seal, you go back to the box. The lady gonna ask you, "What's your booking number?" Or female or male. You say the booking number is 924588. They'll say, "All right, driver, what's your seal number?" You tell them the seal number. They're gonna sign you a ticket, and they're gonna tell you to go to. They might tell you to go. They got crazy numbers down in Philly. They might tell you to go to C222. So you go to C222. You go in, make a left. Then you're gonna make a right, but you're gonna look at C. C may say don't enter, because I got suspended my first day at Packer Avenue down in Philly. They suspended my black ass down there for a week. So you're gonna come in. You're gonna look for C. If it's a stop sign that says don't enter, Don't enter because they suspended me like that. So you're going to go down to, you might want to cross over to B. Go up B, come down, come to C. Look for the numbers on the ground. You got a crane, what do you call it, crane cherry picker. He'll come around, take the box. You go right out the building. Don't even worry about it. Come out of C, make the left. Go back through the portals. If you got a bare chassis, stay to the far left. If you got an empty or a load, go straight through the portal. They're going to scan it. Same procedures going out, and that's it. That's Philly ports. As far as, I ain't been to Maryland in a while. As far as Maryland got Curtis Bay and all that down there. I ain't been to any ports in a minute. But Virginia, pretty much the same procedures down in Virginia as far as dealing with the ports. Now, I ain't never been to Cali ports, but I've been to ports up there to Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma, Washington, pretty much the same procedures. Go up, pull up on the side. They're going to ask you for your sealand. Give them your sealand up there in Washington State. Then you pull in, they're going to tell you everything goes by the color codes on the ground. Not like how they do in Jersey. So if they tell you your box is in red sector, you got to look on the ground, follow the red line around the procedures and all of that. You got to pull in, open your doors. You got to load. Tell me pick it up a load, drop it off a load. They're going to say same thing. What's your company code? What's the booking number? What's the sealant? They're going to tell you, all right, drop that in the red sector. You just look on the ground and follow the red line all the way in the back. Crane come take the box. You get out of there. Come out the same way you went in. The only difference down there in Tacoma, Washington, they got a cafeteria. New Jersey ports, they got a cafeteria, but you was not permitted to go in them. Nah, they don't even have bathrooms. So if you got to pee, or you got to take a dump in sealand, they got locks on the porta-john. They don't let the drivers use the lunch. You got drivers taking poops in bags and throwing them out the window. Nasty, though, man. Pissing outside the truck all day because they don't allow us to use the bathrooms. They don't have cafeterias. They don't have medevacs. And I'm going to keep it 100. If you in the port and you get hurt, you got a better survival time getting out the port than calling the ambulance to come in there and get you. Because I done seen drivers get ran over. I done seen drivers get killed in the port. I done seen drivers get ran over. I done seen drivers get killed in the port, being run over by other truckers. I done seen drivers get ran over by the crane. You seen a lot in these ports, but you would never hear about it on the news. Now, I could tell you about the ports all day, but if you in these ports, be careful. I'm telling you, be careful if you in and out these ports. I done seen bodies laying on the ground in the port, ran over by the crane, stuck on the ground 8 hours, shut the whole port down. So if you're in the ports and you get hurt, man, you better off just suck it up and just try to get out the port. Because they call an ambulance for you, your ass is going to die in them ports. Believe it. They could care less in them ports. They could care less. So like I said, if you in those ports, be careful, man. Take care of yourself and watch out. Be mindful, man, because them guys in the port, they do a whole lot of speed. And the speed limit in the ports, 5 miles an hour. They doing like 15, 20. They doing down up to 20 to 30, 50 miles an hour in these ports. So be careful in these ports, man. Be careful in these ports. How you know we turn to empty? Well, how you know we turn to empty is this. Hey, my fault, I'm just reading it. So we turn to empty in the port. Say if you're going 64, right? Now, if you're going to 64, most of the times, if you got a CMA box, it's going to Mahar terminal. If you got sometimes depends. If you got well, basically, a lot of ports hold the same containers. Let me say that. A lot of ports hold the same containers, right? So if you return to empty in the port, your dispatch will tell you this is CMA box is going to 64. This is MSC box is going to 51. 51 is Pnct Port Newark terminal. So say if you gotta go to Pnct. You go to Pnct, you come inside the port, you could go to any lane. But if you coming inside the Pnct, try to say to the far right 6 lanes, you pull up in there, you're gonna pull up at the booth, then you're gonna put your TWIC card inside the booth. They're gonna ask you what you're doing, driver. You're gonna say, I'm dropping it empty. On the screen, it's gonna say, go open the container doors. You're gonna go in back in the container doors, you're gonna open the doors. Somebody gonna come on the microphone and say, driver, you good, close the doors. You're gonna close the doors, you're gonna go back to the box, they're gonna give you a ticket. On that ticket, read the ticket. It's gonna be in parentheses, it might say MB99, or it might say CR99, or it might say T99. What you're gonna do, once you get your ticket, you're gonna stay to the far left. It's gonna be a sign up for 2 lanes. It's gonna say all empties to the right. So now you're going to get your empty. You're going to stay to the far right, and you're going to wrap around the building, wrap around the scale. Look on the ground. It's going to say MB99. So if it says MB99, pull up to the stop sign, and if you confused, tell a security guard, yo, I'm going to MB99. Where's that? Now, MB99, you usually go to the far right, but he might say go to GR. He might say go to GR99. Look straight ahead. You're gonna see a big display, and it's gonna say GR99 or MB99. If it says GR99, it's gonna point to the left. If it says MB99, it's gonna point to the right. So if it points to the left, you just gotta go all the way in the back, follow the signs, right where it's split for you to go to the grid. Stay to the far left, split the far left on the side of the gate, and start looking up in the air. Look at the ground. It's gonna say GR99, and stay to the far right. If you can, you speak Spanish, ask a couple of Spanish guys like, yo, where's GR99? They're going to say, you here, what you doing? I'm dropping a MSC. They can say, all right, follow me. See, a lot of guys will help you. All you got to do is ask. If you don't ask, they may look like they got attitude. They may look like they're going to do something, but 99% of the time, they will give you advice where to go. So once you drop the empty, you're going to pull up to the stack, but make sure you got all the locks locked, because the thing is this. If they go grab that empty and the whole chassis come off the ground, they're going to drop it, and they're going to be pretty pissed with you. They're going to be pissed, so make sure you got all the latches unlocked. You pull to the side, pull up real slow. Don't be on the phone. Don't be having the music playing, because you need to hear them go beep. Sometimes their horn is low. Sometimes the horn is loud. So if you ride past, they're going to get pissed off, because they're too lazy to hit the tilt button to slide the tilt across. Sometimes they're too lazy for that. So you just got to listen and go beep, stop, slam on the brakes. They take the box. The same way you came in, it's the same way you're going out. That's it. But your dispatch should tell you where the empties are going. The dispatch always know where the empties are going. If they say Staten Island, if they say go to GCT New York, that's Staten Island, New York. That's on Western Avenue. If they say go to Global Terminal, that's in Jersey City. That's Bayonne, Jersey City. Global Terminal is pretty much Bayonne, Jersey City Terminal. But then if they tell you to go to Bayonne, the first thing you tell your dispatch, I need an appointment number. Don't just go there without an appointment number. Anything after 1 o'clock, you don't need an appointment number. And in Bayonne, Global Terminal, anything after 1 o'clock, you don't need an appointment number. But if you're going to sealand, you need sealand from 6 to 4, you need an appointment number. Hey, what up? What's going on, AJ? So if you're going to sealand, anything from 6 to 4, you need an appointment number. Mahar Terminal 64, you don't need appointment number. 51, you don't need appointment number. American Stevedore, you don't need appointment number. You don't need Staten Island, New York, Global Terminal, you don't need appointment number. But if you're going to Global in Bayonne, if you're going to sealand, you need appointment number. But in Global, anything after 1 o'clock, you don't need no appointment number. You just roll up, get in line with the trucks, and just roll up and just, that's pretty much what you do. But at the end of the day, any empties going back to the port, your dispatch should know where the empty going. Say sometimes if you got an empty and the empty, say the empty is a CMA box or APL, don't take it upon yourself to take it back to 64. Just because you pulled the load out of 64 and you got the load empty and you deliver the load, don't think that that load going back to 64, because it's not. That load might be, that empty might be damaged. So if you deliver the load, you got an empty. So if you got to get rid of the empty, take that and don't take it to 64. Call dispatch. He might say take it over to CNC maintenance, because if it's damaged, or take it over to Columbia. If it's damaged, they'll red tag the box in the back. But don't take it upon yourself if you drive it for a company or if you're on operator and you figure, hey, this load came out of 64. I'm gonna take the empty back. Don't do that. That's where any port. If you get a load out of sealand and you deliver that load the same day, don't think that box is going back. They might be sending that empty back to CNC maintenance, or they might don't have nowhere, or they might say, we ain't got nowhere to send that box. You might have to hold that box. If it's a lease box, you might have to hold on to it. So be mindful of that when you get the loads off, when you take the empties too. Because if you don't, that'll cost you, man. Because some of these customers will charge, your company will charge you if you take the wrong box to the wrong port, and they got to be careful. That's another thing too I want to talk about. If you got a booking number, right? Say like you pick up a load and you in a rush, and you thinking that booking, you thinking that load that you picked up out of 64, that picked up out of 64, you meant, oh, this load going back to 64. Call your dispatcher because that load just might be going back to sealand. Now, if you take that load to 64 and 64 engage that load, they're going to charge your company to come get that load. And that load, AJ know, that money can range anywhere from $500 to $2,000 to $3,000. Depends on how long they keep that load. They can charge anywhere to $3,000 to $4,000 to get that load back out them ports. So be careful if you're taking a load back to the port. Make sure you know where that load is going. If you take that load to the wrong port, and sealand good for that. Sealand to keep a load all day, and then make your company come back and get it. Your company might spend like $2,500 to go get that damn load, and then your company pissed off, they might charge you the $2,500. Or they ain't gonna tell you that, or they charge $400, right? $400 charge, or they charge $400 for paperwork. See, you got to be careful with that. So they're charging you to go get that load back. So be mindful of that. But you should know where all the empties are going, man. Same thing. If you got a bare chassis, if the bare chassis is a Metro Pool, man, most of the time it's going back to Columbia. You know, if you got a Bridgestone and it's a gen set, most of the time that chassis is going to CNC maintenance because they got a count over there, and that's what if it's a bottom gen set on it, it's going back over there. So if you're new to it, if you're new to hauling containers, ask a lot of questions, ask a lot of questions, ask a lot of questions. If you're new to this, ask a whole lot of questions, man, because a closed mouth don't get fed, because you don't want to get stuck in these ports looking lost. Ain't nobody gonna help. Most of the time, they'll help you, but they ain't gonna help you. So if you're looking for the guys inside the port driving little white cars, they ain't gonna help you. Security ain't gonna help you with nothing. So ask the driver, call the drivers, call somebody you know, or like I said, if you speak Spanish, that's a great thing, because you can talk to us. A lot of Spanish brothers in the port. There's a hell of a lot of Spanish brothers in the port. So you got a problem in the port, talk to Spanish brothers. They'll help you out, bro. They'll help you out, Carlos, man. They definitely help you out, man. So if you got a problem, talk to Spanish brothers. If you speak Spanish. If you speak Spanish, they'll help you out, man. Now, see, AJ, he know a whole lot more, too, because AJ, but you see my boy right there, AJ in the sector, he got his own company. So he know a whole lot more, too, as far as procedures, paperwork, payments. He do a whole lot of that stuff down there. So been doing this for years. So if you got any more questions, man, let me know. Hit me behind the scenes or just hit me up, man. And hey, whatever I can do to help you out while you're in the ports, man. If I run into you, man, it is what it is. If you ever see me in the ports, I got a burgundy KW narrow on the door. You know, so you ever see me in the ports, man, hit me up, man, and I'll let you know what it is, man. I ain't never want to be on. I ain't approachable, so you can walk up on me and say, yo, man, I'm the dude from YouTube, man, and appreciate it, man. I tell you anything you need to know, bro. I tell you anything you need to know. I done met a couple of brothers off YouTube that drive containers in the port, so let me know. Yeah, I just don't talk about stuff like that. I met a couple of brothers off of YouTube that run containers that running out the port, so it's cool, man. Just let me know, man. So holla at me if you see me down there and you get stuck. Help you out. Another thing too, if you're an owner operator and you got a situation and you got to fix your truck, hey man, hit me behind the scenes, man. I'll let you know, bro. I got a lot of brothers down there in the port that can help you out. So if you in 64 and I'm sitting in Global and you stuck and something wrong with your truck, and I know somebody in 64, I'll make one phone call and they'll be there to help you out with your truck. And that's just real talk right there. That's real talk. If you got a problem in the port, or if you outside the port and you can't get the truck started, you need some, you need short on fuel, or you need some starter fluid, or anything, man. Anything simple to get that truck back and running. If I'm in the port, or if I know anybody I know that's close to you, and they got some tools and they got anything they could, a little bit of starter fluid to help you out to get that truck back and running, hey man, or if you got to call the record with that charge a little more cheaper than what your company could call it, hey man, hit the brother up, man. We let you know what it is, man. You can make one phone call to get you about your situation. That's what we do. We try to stick together, especially container drivers. We try our best to stick together in the port, man. We try our best. There's only a few of us, but we try our best to stick together in the port, man. We try to work it out. You know, this YouTube is one thing. YouTube is just one thing. Put all that to the side. When it come down to trucking and it come down to getting stuck and you out here on the road, don't be afraid to make a phone call, man. Don't be afraid to ask another driver. If you're down in the port, we definitely gonna help you out, man. We definitely gonna help you out. We don't have no problem with that. You know, it's saying YouTube. When you get outside, when you get off this YouTube, hey man, it's real out here. Believe me, bro. YouTube is one thing. Driving trucks is a whole new different beast, whole new different world. A lot of people don't mess with the ports because they cry because we get stuck in the port. But I tell you one thing about these ports, you can make some money, man. You can definitely make some money and pay your bills, man. So, hey, I know people paid off 2-3 trucks messing with the ports. So you can definitely make out all right messing with these ports. Oh, I helped you that one time. Oh, hold up. You the brother that was in Colombia, right? I think you was in Colombia. I think so. I think you was in Colombia, man. I didn't even know you. Yeah, I think you hit me up later on that day. I ain't even I knew. I think you was a brother out there in Colombia when you wanted to know what was the procedures and how to get around the backside to get your container. All right, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah, man. If you ever think about getting your own truck, man, think about it first. Know what you're getting into, man, and hey, you be all right, bro. Well, we're gonna do I'm about to get out the truck and end this live, but we're gonna do a whole thing on how to get your authority. I'm gonna have my boy AJ. I'm having him on the live one day, and he's gonna break down the whole thing, how to get your own authority in the ports, how to go about getting your UIA. We're gonna talk about how to get your UIA, how to get your insurance, how to get everything you need to pull your own containers out the port. So the thing is, man, if you're looking to get into the ports, you're looking to to pull your own freight out, we're gonna do a whole little panel on that, how to get your own own authority, how to get your company through the UIA. So I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate all y'all for coming through, man, and being in the bushes, man, and listen to a brother. I hope this helped a lot of people. If you know somebody in the truck and they coming through the port, just share the link, man. Share the video. I'm about to get up out of here. Salute. All right, so I'm about to get up. Oh, Colombia? Yeah, yeah. I met you in Colombia. All right, I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, I met you in Colombia. All right, I'm up here in Pnct, New York right now. I'm heading down to 64 about another 3 hours, but I get at you, man. Appreciate you coming through, bro. Hey, man. Hey, AJ, man. I get at you. Hit you on the phone, man. Hey, Spawn, Sage. Appreciate you coming through. Paul Ramirez. I could Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It can be like that sometimes, Paul. There's 64 too. Sometimes you can go in the port at 7 a.m., get out 4 p.m. It's like that just to get it damn empty. It's like that sometimes, man. It's like that sometimes. Hey, Miss 504, appreciate you coming through, Miss 504, Spawn, and Bronx 74, appreciate you, brother. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through, man. So we going, man. I get at y'all later. Peace. One love.